with you. I will reach you wherever you are. Be alive. Somehow be alive for next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. It's my commitment to humanity. I'm going to empower, enlighten each and every one of you with the fuel and energy of the parallel universe. I'll infuse this intense supernal effulgence DNA, Tejas, Ojas, Kundalini Shakti into your spine to consciously lift you to Mahakailas. It is irreversible permanent enlightenment, irreversible power manifestation, irreversible permanent empowerment. Greater signs of life can be realized with a greater ability to visualize. Greater science is the equivalent word for Hinduism. When you understand the greater science of life, greater courage, more possibility, more fearlessness, more joy, more bliss. When you visualize Paramashiva with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, your consciousness becomes ferocious, and that ability to visualize, you will get involved in everything deeply. Involved people are the most delicious, most sweet, most beautiful, most juiciest beings of planet Earth. I'm your Guru. I will make you enlightened. It's my commitment. Till you become Paramashiva, I won't rest. Don't worry at all. To all my disciples, I give you this as a boon. I'll swallow everything with which you are stuck and liberate you all. The moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have. You will not empower your depression, your frustration, deal your problems, whether it is simple headache Our depression, are the worst suicidal patterns, our life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside. Consciousness as power at this moment to swallow, digest, clean up all negativity and all toxins. Develop a powerful will persist.
Nityanam everyone, welcome back to the Bhavasamadhi Darshan. So now we enter into the last segment, and that is glimpses of the glorious past on 28th April, this day. So now we first start with the year of 2005. So on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, delivered a discourse at AT&T corporate firm in the New Jersey. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained that no miracle or coincidence exists. Everything happens on the cause and effect relationship. Intuition can happen to every human being. With intuition, you take clear decision. You will have the courage and power to execute the decisions. So infuse the silence in your consciousness zone, unconsciousness zone. Naturally, you will outsmart your opponent. Infusing the silence in your unconsciousness zone is called as meditation. So after that, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gave a radio talk interview in a local station in New Jersey. Later that day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted an additional satsang as a library and additionally held an internal meeting with the ministers and ambassadors of the Kailasas in New Jersey. So below you can see some of the pictures. Also, let us watch this short video to get this some knowledge from this inspirational talk. Infuse silence in your unconsciousness.
Subject. Usually, people get frightened when they hear the word intuition. They start thinking, oh, I'm bringing some religious concept. No. Understand intuition in a very simple way. For example, you are hearing a calling bell in your house. Suddenly you remember some friend's name whom you have not seen for many years. When you go over the road, he is there. And when a cell phone rings, you remember somebody's name, some friend's name. When you answer, he is there on the line. And in the party, suddenly you remember, you feel the same thing has happened in your life earlier. And somebody is going to come, some particular person is going to come there. You will see that you will be coming. How many have you experienced something like this at least once in your life? More than 70%. If it happens once in one person's life, we can say it is a coincidence. When it happens in so many persons' lives, how can we say it is a coincidence? Surely it is not coincidence. Behind it. We need to understand something more about it. In the planet, there can be nothing called coincidence. Everything is only cause and effect. When we don't know cause or effect, we call it as a coincidence or miracle. Actually, there is nothing called miracle. everything is very clear. Everything happens only based on cause and effect relationship. When we don't know the cause, or when we are not able to find the cause, we say it is a miracle. What we experience in these moments is what I call intuition. How this happens? Knowingly, unknowingly, you infuse silence into your unconsciousness. For a few moments, for no reason, you become silent. You give a little bit of rest to your unconscious zone. Suddenly, intuitions comes up. Intuition can happen with every human being. And it is just one more dimension which we have not explored. The intuitive management ideas became very popular. When intuition happens to you, not only you will have clear decisions, you will have enough of courage and power to execute the decision. As of now, any decision made by us only makes us tired. One more thing. If your mind is restless, even if you don't do any work, just sit in your chair and be restless for half an hour, you will have shoulder pain. After half an hour, you will have shoulder pain. More restless, you create more diseases for yourself, and naturally, our decisions will be unconscious without any logical end or without any profit. When you infuse silence into the unconscious zone, you go up to the level of intellect first. Means you become more logical, more peaceful, relaxed. If you infuse more silence into the unconscious zone, when all the entrants are removed, naturally you start receiving intuition. You become more blissful. I have seen some people, 24 hours they will work, and then they will be happy, vibrant, because they work from intuition. They don't work from instinct. If you are working from instinct, 5-6 hours is enough. You will be tired. If you are working from intellect, maybe 10 hours. You will be tired. If you are working from intuition, 24 hours and something more, you will be alive and vibrant. Because you don't waste your time unnecessarily in the unconscious environments. Our time is not wasted. Our mind don't have to go through so many tables. Unconscious environments. When you go through every unconscious environment, distort a little bit, twist a little bit. By the time the file takes a quantum leap or comes out, totally it is distorted file and distorted decision, which we don't even know why we are executing it, why we take the decision. These are the few concepts. Again, I'll just give the summary. Provide any information which you receive through eyes or any sensor, the digital signal processor inside your being, and then the whole file gets converted into digital signal, goes to memory, initial processing of excluding. Then it goes to mind for identifying. Then dealing to the unconscious environments. And the ego decides what to do, and your body executes. Here, the important thing, the more number of engrams in the unconscious zone, more you will be restless, and more you will work based on the instinct level, and naturally, you will be ready for every emotion. And the moment you start infusing silence in the unconscious zone, you come up to the level of intellect. You cannot be exploited by greed and fear. No opponent can outsmart you. You will be equal. But the moment you come to the level of intuition, infusing more into your unconsciousness, not only you will be able to work 24 hours, you will be naturally outsmarting the opponent. Because everybody is working, playing with mind. They are working, they are living their life based on reactive mind. When you go to intuition, you can just outsmart them because you know how the reactive mind works. And you can simply outsmart them. Infusing silence into your unconsciousness is what I call meditation. The more you infuse silence into your unconsciousness, the more you become intuitive and simply you can outsmart your opponent. These are the few concepts I want to present. Now we can analyze this concept and analyze them through question answers. You are welcome to put any question. I'll try to respond to this. Yes. 2 ways I can define. Space of discontinuity and space where the decision space is disordered. For example, you went to vacation, you have been to vacation, and then you had some bad experience. Next time, the moment you hear the word vacation, the something will come into your mind, and you will decide. Just imagine the decision. You will just travel your kid. Why is something about vacation? Don't be having a work. For nothing. You can see in your life, you begin angry. You just get mad people. Actually, logically, if you see nothing will happen in that situation, but the past memory associated with that idea, that comes up without your knowledge. One more thing, even when no fire comes from outside, when you are sitting silently also, these enzymes are so powerful, they come out and disturb you, push you into depression, uneasy feeling, feeling disturbed. All these things are because these enzymes comes up without even any fire going from outside. If you are just sitting also, they just have create some conflict within yourself.
So the basic device of entertaining this idea, how to be why should one start with that kind of an idea? Because suppose I go to the fair life, and I go to meet a meeting, my reaction is not in relation to this. If I say, in the normal circumstances, like I know that you're my friend, I know I'm going to meet it, or I go to visit you, then my presence is also
One small thing I wanted to bring into your notice, that is outsmarting and outwinning. Outwinning is violent, outsmarting is very relaxed. Outsmarting is nowhere violent.
So when I say
And you are not even going with an idea to win him. Winning him is different. Now, outsmarting is totally different. By outsmarting, you can help him. You will also be helped and you can help him with your conclusions and decisions. Outwinning means you will be putting him down and you will be winning the whole situation. But here, when I say outsmarting, win-win, not winning and losing, win-win situation. Yes.
The second thing is, you see, when we talk about institutions, I don't know if many of you are aware, but at least I come from an academic background, that's getting to IT field. I think only the thing that I did not do in my academic background was being a Nobel Prize, but then I have associated myself with so many Nobel Prize winners. So most of the Nobel Prize winning work is in India.
The other day, I wanted to mention a very important thing. The other day, I had a lunch with Dr. Charles Towns, who is a Nobel Prize winner in San Jose, which university?
Berkeley, Swan.
Berkeley University.
University of
He
California.
was telling me, he has discovered laser and laser. And he said, Swamiji gave just as a revelation. And it is not an intellectual conclusion. And I had a big trouble to create steps for my conclusion. Because now I know the conclusion, but I don't know the logical step what to do. And he says, after having that revelation, it took many days for him to create a logical step and present it to the world. Because when you present it to the world, you need a logical step. So he says it is completely revelation or intuition. Yes, please.
Go to the bottom of the pages, you'll be able to start out basic basic work. But you won't be able to start out productive. So when you go to the bottom of the pages, you have a all of a sudden, you come across a reaction of the so now from that moment onward, you change your life. Right? What? If each one is a part of the community. When I say one is a part of the community, that means you're already something innate in the conscious. And then we are going only in that you're not only. We only see 180 degrees. We can't see all the things. So that application of multiplication. That's what it is. For instance, you go to the free mind.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Infusing silence into your unconsciousness. When you infuse silence into your unconsciousness, all your preoccupied decisions or ideas, preconceived ideas, it disappears. See, there's two things. One thing, collecting all the arguments and passing judgment. Another one is creating your judgment and collecting arguments to support your judgment. There are two things. Usually, when we are restless, we have a judgment. And we collect arguments to support our judgment. But when we infuse silence into our consciousness, we become logical or clear. We start collecting arguments and passing judgment. What he says is really wonderful truth. When you go without any preoccupied idea, really, you do much more than what you are expected to do. And he said one more thing. The smarting opponent word has got some violence. I do agree. I'm sorry for it. One more thing. After all, I'm relating to the people who are working with reactive mind. So I have to use some term. I have to use some term which creates an interest in them. Which creates an interest in them. So that is the reason I use that word. But that's the reason I try it my best. It should not be violent. That's why it's like outweighing. I use the word outsmarting. Yes, I agree with it.
But then infusing silence is not a thing which you get occupied up to time. Like that.
Here I differ with you, sir. Here I wanted to say an important thing. The idea of meditation is being, the very word makes us feel it is complicated because we are not given the right techniques. It's like we always work with the wrong techniques. That is the reason we think meditation is very complication or it's a very complicated process. Actually, when we can, if we can work with the right technique, if we can enter into the right technique, simply infusing silence can be achieved by overnight. You don't need, I think, full night. And if you feel it's like a too good to be true, you should forgive me, but it is true. I'm working with millions of people all over the world. But that experience, I tell you, infusing silence into your think it is meditation, it is easier than you think. Now, one thing, you see, the idea of meditation means not concentrating on suppressing your mind. Entering into awareness means just become a witness for all your thought. If you have the thought that $1 million, when will I have the $1 million? Neither suppress the thought, nor go behind the thought. Usually when we get the thought, we do two things. Either we go behind the thought, we start working for it. We suppress the thought. Both will create engram in you. For half an hour, just witness the thought. Every day you can always take half an hour. It's not a big thing. You always say, oh no, Swamiji, half an hour is too much time. When you can spend so much of time to take care of your body, but you spend at least 20 minutes or half an hour to take care of your mind. And one more thing, you don't even need separate time. When you are driving, you can just sit and you can drive and just witness your thoughts. When you are driving, when you are sitting, when you are eating, just witness your thoughts. Instead of going behind them or suppressing them, usually we do these two things only. If we think it is possible by us, if we have confidence, we start going behind the thought, working it. If we don't have enough confidence, we suppress the thought.
So now we'll move to the next year, and I request all the viewers who are watching us through the live through the YouTube or other social media platform. You can visit nithyanandapedia.org and search for that specific date, and you'll get the full video. And I request all of you to watch that video and learn more and more sacred secrets from the source, the whatever source has been, the sacred secrets that is being revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of India. Moving to the next year, the year of 2006. And on this day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, continued on the series of addresses and initiations from the Shiva Sutras. And these are the techniques that were given by Shiva himself to Devi for her enlightenment. And this series of addresses and initiations were conducted in the Seattle. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explained that anyone who enters into a spiritual life will always question whether they should marry or become a sannyasi. So no master is able to give a straight solution to this age-old problem. For 3 years, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism studied and analyzed this question to determine what the best situation is for the modern man. The answer he delivers in this video series is not meant for those who feel spirituality is an option. The answer is for those who feel spirituality is a compulsory in their life. Brahmacharya is more than just celibacy. The full meaning of the word is living like a god, which means living with the reality and without fantasies and imaginations. The solution to this age-old question given by Shiva is for transformation without suppression. Later that day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism participated into the research on the effects of the meditation that has on our brain waves. So on the right side, bottom right side picture, you can see Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism participating into the research which is being conducted by some top scientists in the USA. Let us move to the next year and the year of 2008. And on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, received the home darshan of deity of the Archavatar of Lord Venkateshwara. The deity was received in the homes of the devotees with all the traditional honor, and especially the Purna Kumbha, the highest royal honorary offering given to a guest in Hindu tradition. The day finished with the Archavatar returning to its home in Nithyanandeswara Hindu temple, and that is Kailas in LA, Los Angeles, where the devotees had prepared beautiful and Alankaram offering as a gift to Lord Venkateshwara in honor of his presence and the light. So both sides, you can see the pictures of the ceremony that was going on. And moving to the year of 2011, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam expounded on the 48th verse of the 3rd chapter of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, and in this profound Akashic revelations and initiations from the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism elaborated on the topics of Asmita and Vatva. The word Asmita means literally experiencing I amness, and this experience of I amness, if this is connecting with the sense, with the awareness, then you are living. Life means you are straight away living enlightenment. But this is, if this I amness and connection to the sense is unconsciousness, then any amount of energy I give, even if I awaken, your whole Kundalini, you will have an exhaust pipe through which the whole energy will go away. The I amness becoming conscious. So let us watch the video and learn more.
I welcome you all with my love and respects. I'll continue on the yesterday's sutra. There are some important points, sacred secrets you need to understand. This is 154th sutra, 3rd chapter, 48th verse. Grahana, Swarupa, Asmita, Anvaya, Artavatva, Samyamat, Indriyajayaha. Yesterday I spoke on the two keywords of the sutra, Grahana and Swarupa. Today I'll talk on the Asmita and Artavatva. The word Asmita means literally experience of I amness. See, this experience of I amness, if this is connecting with the senses, with awareness, then you are living life. Means you are straight away living enlightenment. But if this I amness and the connection to the senses are unconscious, then any amount of energy I give, even if you awaken your whole Kundalini, you will have a separate exhaust pipe near your head and that Kundalini will go away. End of the whole Kundalini awakening session, you may have at the most little body pain because you jumped. That I amness becoming conscious, that I amness. I was making fun. Usually, when the Kundalini is awakened, it doesn't leave the system that easily. Unless you are really adamant that you don't want that energy inside your body. And you are telling it, get out, it's too much. I can't be that intelligent. The I amness. Connecting with the senses. See, the I amness connects with the senses unconsciously. When you boil in anger, violence, and take decisions out of anger and violence, please understand. The I amness does not act or supports any action on its own. Please understand. Try to see this discourse once more after I complete, because you need to understand every statement. You should not miss it. These are all the high, subtle philosophy. The I amness connects with your senses with awareness when you are in restful awareness. Please understand this. I amness is a pure conscious shaft, asmita. Senses are the matter. If the bridge between the I amness and senses are anger and violence, the function will be unconscious. If the bridge is the restful awareness, the function will be conscious. When the function is conscious, you will have the extraordinary powers. That's all, nothing else. This is the essence. Again, everything boils down to unclutching. The more and more and more restful awareness living is practiced, the more and more higher experiences are gained. I wanted all the inner awakening participants to know, in this whole 21 days of program, literally I am making you live these great samyamas. That is the reason you experience the extraordinary powers and the experiences like levitation or divine darshan, vision or teleportation, whatever. Once your biomemory catches this experience, after that you don't need to practice anything. At the most you may need to practice kind of a restful awareness or unclutching whenever you want, whenever you can. But once the bridge between the I amness and the sense is restful awareness, actually in these 21 days, that's what I'm making it in you. I am just breaking the bridge which you built in wood, the anger and violence, and making it as a beautiful concrete bridge.
Nithyananda, everyone. So again, the shortage of time, would like to move to the next slide, and you can watch this video on nithyanandapedia.org. From the in the year of 2012, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted a series of discourses and initiation. Specifically, he elaborately revealed the sacred secrets, the truths on the Vedic rituals, food, and spirituality. On this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, answered questions from the devotees. The first question was about our astrological destiny. Do the planets at the birth determine our fate, and if so, can initiation from an enlightened being alter our circumstances? Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism replied that it is not the planets, but our belief and mental habits that determine our fate, and as we have experienced, initiation from the master changes all of it. The person too inquired regarding nutritional supplement and asked for recommendations. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism declined to recommend a specific brand, but stated that the organic supplement in general supports both physical health and raising our consciousness. The final question concerned why we should receive a spiritual name. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed that the spiritual name has three functions. It shows the path that we should choose in the life, gives us a goal to achieve, and opens the new life in front of us. Moving to the year of 2013, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, conducted the Nitya Dhyana Yoga Day 2 in the city of New Delhi, India. As part of this convention, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism shed new lights on the mystical aphorism, Aham Brahmasmi, loosely translated as each one of us is God. Each of us carries a design for the cosmos inside our inner space. So whatever we repeat within that space becomes a command to the universe, which delivers what it hears. So when we fill our space with the fear of some negative events, we are likely to create that event through our very repetitions, and we can change our experiences by altering the stories we tell about ourselves. Rather than dwelling into the suffering or failure, we can repeat for as long as necessary until truly we live with happy outcome, joy, and success. In the year of 2014, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, during the presidential address, Nithyananda Satsang, he expanded on the responsibility and commitment. He defined a committed person as one who looks at the future from what can go wrong from a space of incompleteness. He defined a responsible person as one who looks at what all can go right, one who moves from the completion, planning, and gratitude. A responsible person delivers. He does not need to be committed. So with this, we move to the next year, the year of 2015. And on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism elaborates on the context to keep seeking alive and pure. Without the right context of the seeking the truth, even renunciation is used to justify laziness, non-action, dumbness. But real renunciation is action, from grazing the cow to milking, churning curd, offering ghee to the divine or the guru. And that is the authentic seeking. Master's words are only the anchor from the other enlightened plane of existence to save us from the drowning in the samsara, those in delusion and the bondage. The highest spiritual practice is catching the master's word and constantly reinventing, re-strategizing ourselves. An author incarnation learns to wake us up and make whatever is too good to be true as true. Later that day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism presided over the traditional celebration of Meenakshi Brahmotsavam Pattabhisekam, the divine coronation of Devi Parashakti. So let us catch more glimpses from this day through a short video magazine, Nithyananda Times.
Today is the 7th day of Meenakshi Brahmotsavam. Devi is gracing all of us on Swarna Rishabha Vahana, the golden Rishabha bull vehicle, and Mahadeva is gracing on Sarvalankara with the Roman crown. Only in Madurai temple, even the cultures which came later, the best parts of those cultures were observed into the worship and tradition. So the crown he is wearing is actually the Roman style crown. The tradition says once the Roman king came to Madurai on a friendly visit and offered his crown to Sundareshwara. From that time, the tradition of putting Roman crown on Sundareshwara exists, and still the original crown is there in the temple as it is, maintained and preserved. Still Sundareshwara uses that crown once in a while. Let's receive their grace on this day. other than the master's words, there is no anchor available to planet Earth. Please understand, anybody who is drowned in the ocean of samsara, the ocean of delusion and bondage, the only anchor available to raise yourself to the next level is master's words. From the other plane of existence, the only bridge available to this plane, this universe, is an enlightened master's words. If you don't catch that and raise yourself, nothing else, no puja, no meditation, no spiritual practice can help you. The highest spiritual practice is catching the master's words, constantly reinventing yourself and re-strategizing yourself. If your seeking is alive, you will go on reinventing yourself. You will raise yourself by yourself. You will be so alive. You will be so brilliant, so energetic.
So now we move to the next year, the year of 2016. And on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, presided over the living Suddhadvaita convention in Ujjain Adinam as part of the most auspicious and holiest event of the Kumbh Mela. More than 5 million people had visited this Kumbh Mela and the Kailasa's nation's Ujjain campus. On this day, the delegates had the opportunity to have the once-in-a-lifetime experience of the most powerful energy darshan of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and later to receive a personalized Kalpatru darshan, where each participants and every one of the delegates of the Living Suddhadvaitam Convention got to receive healing for their chronic ailments, boons, and blessings for many aspects of their life, such as their health, wealth, relationships. Additionally, free Annadana was served to all who came to visit the Kailasa's campus in Ujjain Kumbh Mela. On the topic of Annadana, it is worth mentioning that at the end of the Mela, the number of visitors that had passed from our campus accounted to almost 4 crore, and all of them were provided with a free food. So we'll catch the glimpse of this day through the short video within the time scenario. Moving to the next year, the year of 2017, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted 10-day of the day 10 of the Inner Awakening Convention in Adi Kailasa, Bangalore, Adinam. As part of the convention, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism presided over Nityananda Yoga and Malakanda Yoga and conducted unclutching initiation, manifesting Shakti session by providing the extremely powerful Jnana alchemy product for the delegates. Later that day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism presided over the Satru Samhara Trisati Homa that was conducted for the benefit of all the delegates of the Inner Awakening Convention. Moving to the next year, the year of 2018, And on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, delivered a new year bomb entitled The Right Atmosphere, during which he stated that if you want enlightenment and power manifestation, you have to be at the Master's feet. Today, by the conclusion of the Chitra Brahmotsam celebration with the Meenakshi Tirukalyanam, the divine marriage between the Sadashiva and Parashakti in their incarnation as Lord Sundareshwara and Goddess Meenakshi. Around the world, several sevas as well as the Dosham and other enriching activities took place. Additionally, on that day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism visited the town of Dhanushkodi, which is located at the southeastern tip of Pombon Island in the state of Tamil Nadu in India, where he formed a Shivalinga in the sand and performed the Shiva Puja as Ma Sita had performed in the Dhanushkodi Rameswaram. Later that day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism visited Ramanatha Swami Temple, Rameswaram, Tamil Nadu. Let us catch the glimpse of this day through the short video Nithyananda Times 9.
Adi Kailash and the Nityananda Sangha worldwide celebrated the 10th and final day of the Chitra Brahmotsavam. On the 10th day, we celebrate the Meenakshi Tirukalyanam. It is the divine marriage of Sadashiva and Parashakti in their incarnations of Lord Sundareshwara and Goddess Meenakshi. This occasion was celebrated in a grand way at the Nityananda Peetham Bengaluru Adinam in the traditional Pandya style.
वेदरूपिणी हिमगिरिवासिनी मनोन्मणि आपनाशिनी त्रिभुवनपोषिणी विशेषिणी ज्ञानदायिनी नित्य आनन्देश्वरि जगदीश्वरि शरणं श्री नित्य नित्येश्वरि करुणसागरी कमलपुष्पनेत्रसुन्दरि कन्याकुमारी कामनाशिनी सुभाषिनी विश्वरूपिणी नित्य आनन्देश्वरि नित्य
Every ingredient needed to build the subtle grooves of power manifestation in you will be revived alive at the feet of the Master. That is why, if you want enlightenment and power manifestation, you have to be in the Vatavarana of the Master's feet.
All his life, Swamiji has been involved in pujas, homas, abhishekam, all the various forms of worship available in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Once his public life started, he started to inspire millions of people to learn and engage in the spiritual happening of worshipping. He also demystified and removed all the wrong thought currents that were associated with worshipping, allowing his devotees and followers to discover the authentic art of worship as per Sadashiva described in the Agamas. This time we are traveling to Nityananda Peetham Duronto Adinam to witness an abhishekam offered to Lord Nandi on the auspicious occasion of Pradosha Vrata, which happens twice a month.
Shambho Shankara Shambho 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 Shambho Shankara Shambho
Shiva Shiva Shambho Shankara Namami
Your life path is already decided.
We move to the year of 2020, and on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the day 8 of Paramashivoham season 2 and presided over the fifth day of Chitra Brahmotsam, offering worship at the feet of Devi Meenakshi, Parashakti, and Somasundareshwara Paramashiva in Adi Kailasa and Sarvanya Peethams all over the world. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism worked further on raising the consciousness of the delegates by bestowing them with the Nataraja Bhava Samadhi Darshan for the day. contributing to over 108 humanitarian causes of Sri Kailas Uniting Nation. Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu University marked that day at the season 3, day 9 of the Paramashivoham Convention. One of the highlights of the Kailasa's contributions to this convention is power manifestation, and today being the power of the third eye. Sannyasis of the Nityananda orders of monks and initiated acharyas worldwide affiliated with the Department of Education of Kailasa conducted a series of seminars focusing on truths of Tyaga, the being of Paramashiva. So moving to the year of 2021, and on this day, the ambassadors and delegates of the Kailasa nation received the Shakti Pada and the Shaktini Pada with the live darshan of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And on this day, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism conducted the season 27 of Paramashivoham Convention. Additionally, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blessed all with the Parashakti Arulvak Darshan, where all the ministers and ambassadors of Kailasa had the rare opportunity to ask for healing, blessings, and answers for their life questions by Devi Parashakti herself. Many grand revelations were provided by Devi Parashakti during these sessions in regard with the future of the world, the region of the coronavirus, and the Vedic remedies that were going to act as a protection against the global issues. So with this, we come to the end of this segment, and now we'll be entering into the alive satsang, and we request all the participants to get ready to receive the darshan of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and we'll enter into the meditation. Request all of you to please sit straight and close your eyes. All the viewers who are watching us, we request all of you to please sit straight, close your eyes, be ready to receive Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
Paramashiva's message directly from Mahakailasa. Listen. The existence of the super consciousness consciously, powerfully reflecting into your conscious existence, and your conscious existence recognizing your possibilities and powers of your superconscious existence is superconscious mutation. I wanted to make it very clear. This word mutants is misunderstood all over the world, especially the Hollywood movies and TV serials. The way they project the idea mutants, that is not the way Hinduism reveals about the conscious mutation. Please understand. The Hollywood movies and TV serials, what they talk about mutants is people with extra power, but not enlightenment or the intelligence, compassion to handle the power, compassion to handle the responsibility. It is more like a unconscious mutants from the lower worlds. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Patala. The lower worlds. That concept only is presented in Hollywood movies and TV series like a Heroes, the New Heroes TV series. All these presents almost kind of a frightening depiction about the mutants. Completely forget about that. Understand what Hindu Shastras, Hindu scriptures, Vedas and Agamas, Puranas talk about superconscious mutation. From the vertical time zone, the higher conscious beings, people who achieved superconsciousness, those beings, their superconsciousness, when that reflects in your individual conscious existence, you start manifesting great enlightenment, intelligence, compassion, highest order of human values and divine qualities. With those jnana, buddhi, higher values, you start manifesting powers, extraordinary shaktis. Please understand. In India, even 200 years before, this was a lifestyle. Every village will have few Shatavadanis. Shatavadani means a person who can perform 100 acts at a time. Please understand. Great Vedic scholars in Hindu tradition developed these powers, possibilities through the superconscious mutation. Through this superconscious mutation, they could perform 100 acts at a time because all their non-mechanical parts of the brain was awakened through this superconscious mutation process. I want all of you to know elaborately our Hindu scriptures, history, books have documented. Puranas are not mythology or myth, it's a history. They have documented these superconscious mutants, people who had the superconscious mutation experience. The Panchapandavas' birth itself is a superconscious mutation. Kundi received the power to make the superconscious beings give their DNA and give birth to kids through their DNA. She brought Surya's DNA with the blessing of Surya. That superconscious mutant is Karana. Till the end, his great value, the greatest value of Surya is just giving from Karana, because he is from the DNA of Surya, the greatest giver, Bhaskara, radiating. He gave his very life. is the extraordinary giver. And Kundi brought the DNA of Yamadharma Raja, Yama, who is the Lord of natural law, Dharma, and gave birth to a child in the same signs of superconscious mutation. Till the end, Dharma, Yudhishthira, never violates Dharma. The way he upheld Dharma is unimaginable. It's because superconscious mutation. Then comes Bhima. It's a superconscious being, Vayu. His DNA was brought, and Vayu's very DNA, superconscious mutation has been done, and Bhima was born. The power Bhima radiated, the power of Vayu Bhagavan, the power Bhima radiated is unimaginable. Arjuna is a superconscious mutant of Indra. Then Nahula and Sahadeva, they are the superconscious mutants of Ashwini Kumaras. These great beings are all superconscious mutants. Understand? Our Idihasas, Puranas elaborately document these superconscious mutation and the signs of superconscious mutation. There's an elaborate description of the 7 enlightenment cities, Kashi, Kanchi, Madura, all these 7, Mayapuri, all these 7 enlightenment cities each having the population of 10,000 Sahasravadanis, 1 lakh Shadavadanis. Sahasravadani means who can perform 1,000 action at a time. Sadavadani means who can perform 100 action at a time. Please understand, what I am talking is not story. Even as recently as now, there are documentation in Mohal's court where they start awarding Shadavadanis. They start giving awards to Shadavadanis. There are documentation. In front of the court, people performed this 100 acts at a time. Forget all of that. Even now, in Andhra, the Telugu Brahmins community, they are keeping this tradition of Avatanis alive. The living stream is not dead. It is there still. It's there. Shodasavadanis, Ashtavadanis, still the tradition is there. In Andhra, the Telugu Brahmins tradition, and even the Telugu Brahmins who came and settled in the banks of Kaveri, in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. All the 3, Godavari, Karnataka, Kaveri in Karnataka, Kaveri in the Tamil Nadu. In all 3 places, the Telugu Brahmins who came and settled are still keeping this Avadani traditions alive. Actually, there's an elaborate description how these rivers were energized with the superconscious energy for these Avadani traditions to be kept alive. The Ganga was used for Sahasravatanis, people who can perform 1,000 acts. They settled in Kashmir and Kashi. Then the next level, people who can perform little less than 1,000, but around 900. They settled in Yamuna. And you need to know, after the Ganga and Yamuna, people who can perform above 500, but less than 900. That group settled near Godavari. That is why when we describe the rivers and worship, Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati. Saraswati does not come third. Godavari comes third. Then comes Saraswati. Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri. It was different settlement of different Avadanis. There's an elaborate description of how these Avadanis are trained and how this science was kept alive. Avadani's training is one of the aspects of superconscious mutation. More than Avadanis, another important aspect of superconscious mutation is ability to use the astras. Ability to use the different organs, senses. Listen. Ability to use different organs and senses. That superconscious mutation is Avadanis. You will have an extraordinary capacity to smell, think, write poetry, recollect the numbers, names uttered, means the Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, Manas, Chitta, Buddhi, memory, everything will be fully active, alive, intensely, simultaneously, spontaneously, synergetically. That is what is the definition of being an Avadani. All your Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas. Jnanendriya means the organs in your system which receives information and processes. Karmendriya means organs in your system which performs actions. Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas and the internal organs who are responsible for Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas to be fully active and alive. Sorry for using too many Sanskrit terms. I'll try to translate every Sanskrit term I'm using and give English meaning. The knowledge receptors and action performers, these two organs, for example, the tongue, when it tastes, it is called Jnanendriya. When it speaks, it is called Karmendriya. Same tongue, when it performs the action of receiving the taste, and processing that information. It's called Jnanendriya. The same tongue, when it performs the action of talking, it's called Karmendriya. Like that, the Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas and the internal organs which are responsible for these Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas to be active. For example, liver. Only if your liver is absolutely detoxed and fully active, you will have a deep ability to coordinate all the actions. Please understand, coordination of all the actions needs not just the support of the brain, it needs the support of your liver. Because your liver is responsible for all your internal organs functioning smoothly. So, the Avadani has to keep his whole body detoxed. If you are an Avadani, you will automatically keep your body detoxed. Only if you are detoxed, you will be able to be an Avadani. Keeping all your Karmendriyas, Jnanendriyas and internal organs active, alive, simultaneously, spontaneously, synergetically, in a synced way, is called Avadana. I myself have seen an Avadani who can smell, listen to the music, taste some of the food items, and hear the numbers, flower names, various other names being uttered, and see the scenes in front of him, which is constantly changed, various paintings, mix all this and sing poetry without missing the order. He can see everything, listen everything, and during this whole process, somebody will be touching his back with peacock feather at various points. He will narrate this whole thing in a poetic way without missing the order. This multiple performance Avadanis is one aspect of superconscious mutation. Then the next, using Shastras. That is what now I am making Suvignana master. See, in Shankara's history, if you see Adi Shankara's history, two of his disciples never studied anything. Totakacharya, Bhatmapada. They just served him. Just by superconscious mutation, he made both of them Shastravadanis. Shastravadanis, like Sahasra Avadanis on Shastra. Sahasra Avadanis means they can perform 1,000 actions at a time. Shastra centered. He made both of them Sarvanyas. What Mandana Mishra did through the self-effort, his whole life, Adi Shankara gave it through superconscious mutation to Todaka and Bhatmapada Acharyas, just like that. Sarvanyatva can be transmitted through the initiation. And Sahasravadana of Shastras can be transmitted just like that. Adi Shankara has demonstrated it. Then Sahasravadanis of Shastras. How do you think Drona could transmit this whole science to all the students in a short period? Especially the capacities of Arjuna, Bhima. If you see all their capacities, unimaginable capacities, cannot come by training. It is only the science of superconscious mutation. Just within 7 years, Karna receives everything including Brahmastram from Parasurama. How? It's impossible by training, but only through the superconscious mutation. Understand? Superconscious mutation is a science. There are 25 branches of Sahasravatana, performing 1,000 actions at a time centered on organs. This tradition is kept alive in the Telugu Brahmins community who settled in the banks of Godavari and Kaveri. Understand what I am saying? Even now, there is a living stream, at least few people. We have Shodasavadanis, means who can perform 16 actions at a time. I want to tell you, put this on record, how the invaders of India destroyed this Avadani tradition. They understood these Avadanis are the powerful people keeping this Hindu tradition alive. So these invaders started rewarding the Avadanis. Everyone thought, why will award and reward Avadanis? Hindus. Because all these Hindu Avadanis have started coming out openly, publicly to receive the award and reward. They collected everyone and finished them off once for all. That is the way the living stream of the Avadanis were destroyed by the invaders. Understand? But one good news I have for you, all of you, is fortunately, this Avadani, the superconscious mutation, is done in the DNA level. If the Telugu Brahmin DNA is available, Telugu Brahmin kids are available, that is enough. I can reinitiate them, revive the whole Avadani tradition, which is what I am doing through our Gurukul. This is the good news we have. The Gotra of Avadanis, the Telugu Brahmins who carry this Avadanis DNA. If the child is initiated, into power manifestation, immediately he reclaims, his DNA is awakened, and the whole avadana powers starts manifesting. The superconscious mutation starts happening. Srikant Iyer is sending a message. His family also, there are avadanis. Srikant Iyer, you are a Tamil Brahmin. That is not called avadanis. That is a different science. It is yogic powers. Please understand. The Telugu Brahmins kept the avadana tradition alive. Tamil Brahmins kept the mantra shastra alive. The avadanis which you are talking, Srikant Iyer, your family, you are actually Tamil Brahmin, means the Tanjavur Brahmins, Tambra's family. Hope I am right. And people who carry that Iyer title, that DNA, your avadanatva is manifested through mantra shastra. Fundamentally, the Tamil Brahmins avadana tradition, that superconscious mutation is shastra centered. The Telugu Brahmins avadana tradition is organ centered. Karmendriya, Jnanendriya centered power is the Telugu Brahmins avadana tradition. The Tamil Brahmins, see, I don't want to create any conflict or community fight here. I am just putting all these things in record. Whatever I saw in the Akashic records and Shastras and the traditions and books, I am putting it on record. The Tamil Brahmins have the Sahasravatana capacity, Shastra-centered. Once the Tamil Brahmin boy or a girl goes through a superconscious mutation, he can perform avadana on any shastras. On any shastras. A shastra-centric avadana performance, Sahasravadana performance, science was kept alive, focused by Tamil Brahmins. Please understand, it's not that Tamil Brahmins never studied the avadana tradition of Telugu Brahmins, but each of them took up one branch and kept it alive. And Shastra-centered avadana tradition, Shastra means weapon. Shastra, Astra-centered avadana tradition was kept alive by Parasurama's Gotra in UP. The whole UP area, the modern day Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, in that area, the Parasurama's Gotra is still alive. They have that Sahasravadana tradition centered on Shastras and Astras. Still, I have seen one Brahmin sadhu who can pick up a grass and chant a mantra and throw that grass, it will catch fire by itself and go and fall some 20-30 kilometers away and blast. I have seen a sadhu who can perform this avadana. Please understand, the organ-centric superconscious mutation avadani tradition was kept alive in Telugu Brahmin stream. Shastra-centric, mantra-centric, Sahasravadana tradition was kept alive by Tamil Brahmins, and Astra Astra-shastra, weapon-centric avadana was kept alive by the Parashurama's Gotra in UP and Uttarakhand, the modern day Uttar Pradesh and UP, the UP, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. And Ramesh Ramani is sending a message that they are Telugu Brahmins and one of his great-grandmother has written the Ramayana on wall. Oh God. Actually, these are living, what to say that, living documentation. I am getting so many messages. And Nitya Ramani is saying that Isha and Keshava are of Telugu Brahmins. Can they be initiated, Swamiji? Please understand, for the superconscious mutation, they have to be in a Gurukul. And Nitya Ramani, if you want 2 kids for the family, keep Isha and Keshav. Now plan to give birth to more kids. And you are young, you are not old. You are young, you can. Give birth at least 2 to 3 kids more. Send them to Gurukul because it needs a full attention for their DNA to fully manifest. Mainly the ecosystem. Ecosystem where they continue every day, they have to manifest powers. Their food. You need to understand, Nitya Ramani, because you asked, I am telling you, the lifestyle and the kind of words people utter around, all that plays a major role when a child flowers into Avadani. The fear and greed, everything should be centered on power manifestation, not on money manifestation. See, it is not that our Gurukul kids don't have fear or don't have greed, but it is all centered on power manifestation. They get greedy to manifest more powers. They get fear if they don't manifest powers. But it is not centered on money. Oh, will I get a job? Will I get this certificate? Will I get that? So understand, the whole life has to be focused on power manifestation and becoming Avadanis. The real reason why I am so focused on Gurukul is my work is not just writing some 1,000 books, giving 1,000 satsangs. My work is super conscious mutation. Making thousands and thousands of Avadanis, power manifestors, demonstrably. Please understand one more thing. I want to put this whole thing on record. Good news is this whole science is recorded inside the DNA. So as long as the last Brahmin is alive, this science cannot be destroyed, cannot be eliminated. That's the good news. The great news is Paramashiva has empowered me. He has given me the power to revive, awaken, and do the superconscious mutation. And revive the power of Sahasravadani. So Nityaramani, first thing, you are young, you are not old. Both of you are young. You can plan for at least 2 or 3 more kids and send them to Gurukul after the age of 7. This will be equivalent to giving $1 billion to Hindu society. Understand? When you give one child to Gurukul and when he starts manifesting powers, a tradition is revived. Not just one person. A tradition is revived. I always tell people, when one Hindu woman is taken away, it is not that we lose one woman, yet whole lineage is lost. Same way, if the one child, Brahmin child, or one Brahmin girl starts manifesting this avatana powers, it is not that one girl or one boy is manifesting. The whole gotra, the whole order, the tradition, the heritage, that whole lineage is revived. The kids who are staying in their home with parents, I can initiate them, give them few powers. But becoming like a Sahasravatani, you need the ecosystem where the kids manifest these powers intensely. I wanted to tell all of you who put the message now, Ramesh Ramani, Nitya Ramani, Shrikant Iyer, all of you, take this very seriously. One child from the Brahmin tradition, Brahmin DNA, please understand, I am not a casteist person. All of you should know, I myself is not a Brahmin DNA. I am from Adishaiva community. So you should know that I am not a casteist person, and I talk so much about social justice, and I work for the social justice. Here I am talking about the biology of the superconscious mutation. I am not talking about the social community structure. I am talking about the biology of the superconscious mutation. So understand, if one Brahmin child becomes part of the Gurukul and he starts manifesting powers and sarvanyatva, and he starts manifesting this avadanitva, not just the one child, the whole lineage is revived. Hindus need to realize, last 300 years, heavy persecution, huge effort was put to destroy this Avadani science, the superconscious mutation science, because this is the core of Hinduism. Core of Hinduism is not just in Shastras, not just in temples. All that is great. Keeping it alive. All that is container. Content is this superconscious mutation process. Understand, I am not disrespecting Shastras or the temples. No way. But all I am telling you is, Shastras and temples are all containers. See, when invaders invaded India, they burnt libraries, whole thing. Some of our libraries was burning for 2 years. Around 20 million books, manuscripts have been burnt. But the whole thing was rewritten within next 10 years by just 10 Brahmins sitting in a remote forest, because in their DNA the whole thing is programmed and in their memory the whole thing is there. They just sit and go on writing. Patanjali himself says, I took my 1,000-headed Patanjali Adisesha farm and wrote this whole Mahabhashya. It means he became the Sahasravatani, the 1,000 independent, intelligent brain tracts. He activated it, and all the whole 1,000 track revealed all the 1,000 branches of the knowledge. Patanjali is the Tamil Brahmin who is a Sahasravatani, mantra, Shastra-centric Sahasravatani. Is the Tanjore Brahmin. Shastra-centric Sahasravatani. He reveals the whole Mahabhashya. So if you just have one Patanjali, even if 1,000 libraries are burnt, no problem. They will repeat it and rewrite it, turn the whole thing down in next 10 years. That is the way, even though millions of temples are destroyed and the libraries got burned, we immediately came back. We immediately revived the whole thing in next generation, within next generation. Now is the time to revive not just the Avadani science of organ-centric, mantra-centric, Shastra and Shastra-centric, all the 25 branches of Avadani tradition. Sahasravatana in all 25 branches, the mantra, power manifestation. Power manifestation, Shakti Avishkarana is one of the science branches. We can create kids who can perform 1,000 power manifestation at a time. Sahasravatana at a time. I can talk about all these things. With Paramashiva's grace, I have a right to talk about all these things because I already demonstrated many things which I am talking. Understand? The organ-centric Sahasravatana. That is what is this remote vision, ability to read blindfolded, and Shastra-centric Sahasravatana. That is what is that any book without opening the eyes, the kids can just tell what is there in which page. Already Nithyananda demonstrated this power multiple times. Sarvanyatva, not just Nithyananda, many kids along with Nithyananda demonstrated this power multiple times. And Astra-centric, Astra-Shastra-centric Sahasravatana. This comes under this materialization. Many other power manifestations come under this Astra and Shastra-centric Sahasravatana. You can receive anything you want and send anything you want. Many of these powers, these Avadana traditions, these sciences I have demonstrated. Now, through a large-scale Gurukul, I'll be taking this whole science to the whole world. See, the good news I have for all of you is, with the grace of Paramashiva, we demonstrated it is possible. We already revived the foolproof. The methodology is success, end to end, the quality control pass. That is done. Now we will have to make it available to the whole world by making large numbers, like 10,000 balasans, 10,000 female sannyasinis, 10,000 rudraganyas, manifesting these different avadana traditions. That is what we have to do, and that is what I am doing. That is what I am focused, and I know what all the dangers and attacks possible, what all the persecution, dangers and attacks possible. I am first doing all the protection needed to protect once I start doing this work. To understand, with the grace of Paramashiva, we will do it, and he is doing it. He is really doing it. He is doing great work in large scale. Great work in large scale. I am just creating the infrastructure needed to host these thousands of kids, thousands of Gurukul Balasans, thousands of sannyasis, rudraganyas, apat sannyasis, who will work on the superconscious mutation, start manifesting these powers. I'm just working. So understand, by the time I evolve these infrastructures, all of you who put the message, Srikant, Nityaramani, Ramesh Ramani, all of you, you guys plan for getting more and more Brahmin kids. Your very DNA which you want to revive. Start working. If you feel, oh, it is little late for me, Swamiji, especially Ramesh Ramani may say, I think Swamiji, it is little late for me. But no problem. You have daughters, you have sons and daughters. You tell your daughters to give birth. Let the next generation. See, if possible, you give birth. If not, your sons and your daughters. Ask them. If you want 2 child for your family, have 2 for you. And give few more kids birth to at least 2-3 more, and let that child go and be part of the Gurukul and revive the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. I tell you, sending a child to the Gurukul will be equivalent to donating $1 billion to Hindu society. Because even if you give $1 billion, what will I do? I have to find a living DNA, kids, who will go through the superconscious mutation process and manifest this to the world. I can do all the Sahasravatana, but one person doing, maybe it will bring glory to me. But I am interested in bringing the glory to the whole Hindu tradition, not just me. I am interested in reviving this whole tradition, where 10,000 kids perform the superconscious mutation process of Sahasravatana. I want all the Brahmins to know, especially if you are from a family where alcohol and non-veg is not a lifestyle, where still you keep the Brahminical traditions alive, you are carrying something extraordinary in your DNA. which can revive Hinduism. So I request the Brahmins, especially still who are living the Brahminical lifestyle of no non-veg, no alcohol, that lifestyle. You all need to know you are carrying something extraordinary in your DNA, and your kids not only can be the greatest gift for reviving Hinduism, they can be greatest gift for the whole humanity. Sonali Gupta is asking, what was the Kashmir Avatani tradition? Kashmir Avatani tradition was power manifestation science. On power manifestation, Shakti Avishkarana. If you see the whole Kashmiri Shaivite tradition, it was all about the power manifestation, Shakti Avishkarana. They were able to manifest 1,000 powers at a time. Sahasravatana on Shakti Avishkarana tradition. See, a university, Hindu university, this is the way it existed. Fortunately, I could get the blueprint of at least 12 universities that existed. Tarukavanam. Tarukavanam is one of the greatest Hindu university where the rewriting of all the Puranas happened. The Tarukavana rishis. And then the Kadambavanam. Kadambavanam is around the Madurai. There was a university. Madurai was called Kadambavanam, and around the Madurai, one university. And Vedaranyam. Vedaranyam, forest of Vedas in Tamil Nadu. Vedaranyam. And Kanchi. Like that, different universities' blueprints I got. Fortunately, Paramashiva gave access to me. In that, I saw all these universities had 25 branches of Sahasravatani. People who can perform 1,000 actions spontaneously, simultaneously, synergetically. Because of the superconscious mutation, either centered on organs, or centered on Shastras, scriptures, or centered on Shakti Avishkarana, power manifestation, or centered on Astra Shastra Vidyas. Like these 25 branches, the metallurgy and arts, the whole Vishwakarma Sampradaya. Understand, we had Vishwakarmas who can perform 1,000 acts at a time on the science of sacred arts. Vishwakarmas are called Vishwakarma Brahmins. You should know that. They are Brahmin DNA. That was one of the branch in the 25 branches of the university. With Paramashiva's grace, we will revive all the 25 branches. Sahasravatanis in each branch. At least few thousand kids, so that it is kept alive forever in the future. I have already demonstrated the grace of Paramashiva. The science Paramashiva gave to me is working. I have already demonstrated. Now I just needed to scale it up. And I also realized what all the external attacks and internal attacks possible. When I scale it up, based on that, I am creating an infrastructure where once we start doing it, we will not need to waste our time in defending ourselves from the external attacks and internal attacks. We have a complete foolproof system where there is no attacks. We are absolutely safe. With the grace of Paramashiva, he has already given us that kind of a legal, political structure. Now we are just making infrastructure. And this is what is the real revival of enlightened civilization. Conscious civilization. And I know now what I said, what I focused, and what I delivered is too much even to grasp. These Avadani traditions which I described, 4 different Avadani traditions. Organ-centered, mantra-centered, Shastra-Astra-centered, sacred arts centered. Just understanding this 4 itself, you need to watch this satsang at least for 10 days. And you should first of all understand Avadani. You should see few Avadanis. Only then you will understand what is this Avadani tradition. Only if you see my Gurukul Balasans manifesting some 10-12 powers, you will understand this power manifestation is possible. Till then you can never understand. You may think, no, it is not possible. It is all just humbug. You can go on. But only if you see, check for yourself, foolproof, you will understand, wow, it is all true. Same way, only if you see few Avadanis, you will understand. The Avadani tradition is possible. Is possible. And understand all these various Avadani traditions. Totally 25 different Avadani traditions existed in Hinduism, documented as the documents I could see. Whatever documents I could see, I saw these 25 traditions. So, I am going to revive this 25, and Paramashiva has blessed me with the knowledge, ability, energy, Kundalini Shakti to perform the superconscious mutation for all these 25 traditions. In these 25 traditions, each one represents one face of Paramashiva. One face of Paramashiva represents one Avadani tradition. Avadani is a person who can perform multiple acts simultaneously, spontaneously, synergetically. Because of the superconscious mutation happened in him. It can be in the field of organs. It can be in the field of Shastra scriptures. It can be in the field of power manifestation, Shakti Avishkarana. It can be in the field of Sthapatya Veda, sacred arts. Sthapatya Veda. It can be in the field of food and medicine, Ayurveda, Ayush Veda. Food and medicine both are considered as the same branch in Hindu tradition. Food and medicine was not separate. It was one and the same in Hindu tradition. And all these 25 branches, with the grace of Paramashiva, we will be reviving through the superconscious mutation process. Paramashiva himself is here to do this work, to do this job. All the major Hindu universities we had, Naimisharanya, Tarukavana, Katambavana, Vedaranya, all these were the great universities which had all these 25 traditions, 25 Sarvanya Pitas. Understand? Temples, monasteries, gurukuls, libraries, all of them are containers. Content is this superconscious mutation process. Especially if you are from a Brahmin community who's still living the Brahminical traditional lifestyle of no non-veg and no alcohol. Actually, if you don't do Gayatri, if you don't do Sandhya Vandanam, if you don't do Agnihotra Mandala also is okay. I'm not saying don't do. Even if you have not performed all of that is also okay, because that can be just revived. But the non-veg and alcohol and drugs directly affects the very DNA structure. The capacity of the DNA is lost if you allow non-veg and alcohol and drugs. If you have kept non-veg, alcohol, drugs away and lived the Brahminical lifestyle, if you just keep these three away, that Brahminical lifestyle will be more than enough. You are still carrying a powerful DNA which can be a great blessing not only for Hindus, for the whole world. Because if you give one child, for example, Paramesha, Shri Advaita and Mahadvaita gave Paramesha and Tattva to Gurukul. Especially Paramesha, the way he started manifesting powers when he was a kid. It is not that now he is only one sannyasi or one kid, one balasant manifesting powers. He is going to revive, inspire a lineage. I'm giving an example. If he becomes a Pitadipati, once fully able to perform Sahasravatana, 1,000 actions, he can easily perform 50 at least right now. 50 power manifestation he can perform right now, simultaneously, spontaneously, synergetically. I just need to support him with the ecosystem, and it will be just hardly 2-3 years work for him to become 1,000 Sahasravatani. in power manifestation, in Shakti Avishkarana. Because he's a Tamil Brahmin, the Tanjavur Brahmin DNA, he will be naturally centered on mantra, the Shastra, scripture-centric Sahasravadani, that he will naturally manifest with the power manifestation. Because power manifestation directly I am giving. So you will be able to do both, like a power manifestation, Sahasravatana, and mantra, Shastra manifestation, Sahasravatana. Both he will be able to easily perform. So when he does that, if he becomes a Pidadipati, a sannyasi, he will be inspiring millions of the next generation to become sannyasis and take these signs forward. If he decides to become Grihastha, when he grows up and if he decides he wants to get married, at least his whole family and the lineage, that Karuvali Parambarai, will start carrying the same awakened superconscious mutation DNA. Anyway, he will be blessing for the world. If he takes up Grihastha, he will be making few kids, manifesting. If he becomes sannyasi, he will be making few thousand kids, manifesting this Sahasravatana. That's all. Understand? What I am talking is a clear Paramashiva's blueprint. He will do it. He is doing it. He is doing it. I tell you, the real work is all about super conscious mutation. Actually, when Paramesha had a fracture in the hand, it is because of my fear for Madhvait and Rishiyadvait, I sent him to hospital. If there was no interference of Madhvait and Rishiyadvait, I would not have sent him to hospital. Because I know how to heal it simply, just by the superconscious mutation. But Madhvait is terrorized. What can I do? I have to be legally right as per the Indian law. So I said, all right, take him to hospital and do what need to be done. I only consciously supported him. If I did not have Mahadvait, Rishiyadvait's interference, all it would have taken for me is 10 minutes to remove the pain, next 10 minutes to make the bone set. And after half an hour, I'll tell them, hey, now take the X-ray and show that it's all clear. The X-ray will prove he's all right, it's all clear. That's it. No question of any other things needed. Because this Avadana tradition, when the superconscious mutation starts happening inside a child, he gets the power to manifest the body as he wants. Paramesha did not have pain when he had a fracture, his connection with me. But he has to be sent to hospital for medical attention is because of Mahadvait and Rishiyadvait's fears. Middle class Hindus, what to do? For last 5-6 generations, even they do not know that this kind of avadana is possible. And even they have not seen their parents or great-grandparents manifesting these powers. At least 3-4 generations it is gone. So they are all jittery, shaky, middle-class Hindus. Always they want to have a plan B, that fallback. And it is not their mistake. That is the way now, because for so many generations, you did not see all this is possible. Forget about Madhvait, Rishiyadvait, Paramesha getting medically treated. When I had the fracture, not only I did not have pain, but finally, no hospital was ready to do the surgery without anesthesia. I am telling, hey, I am an adult. I will write and give you that I don't want anesthesia. You perform the surgery directly. Actually, I did not even want to go to the allopathy hospital. I want to go to the Puttur. In Tamil Nadu, there is a place called, sorry, not Tamil Nadu, Andhra. There is a place called Puttur, Nagari Puttur, where the Sahasravadanis of medical field, in that one branch is still alive. Any kind of fracture, they will cure it without any surgery in 10 days. From all over the world, people come there. I want to go there actually. But these guys were constantly, these doctors, no, we cannot discharge you from the hospital and it has to be done within the next few hours. All this big mess. And I thought, oh God, even I have to be legally obedient. Obey legally. Even I cannot go through the surgery without anesthesia. That was. But what to do? When you are in a country, you have to go through their legal system. Actually, the moment I had the fracture, I told my disciples, hey, drive to Nagari Puttur directly. Don't go to Bangalore. But somehow these fellows said, no, Swamiji, let's first take the X-ray and know where the fracture is exactly and take it to the Nagari Puttur so that they will repair it. We will go to hospital only for diagnosis, but treatment we will go to Nagari Puttur. But once you enter the hospital, they say, no, we can't discharge you. You are a VIP. And the hospital will get the bad name if we send you out. And I said, all right, perform at least surgery without anesthesia. But the law is law. They said, no, it's a law of the land. They have to first of all report to police and they have to report to government because a VIP having a hand fracture and they are answerable to any of the repercussions or outcomes. Anyhow, but I tell you, only when I demonstrate the powers of the superconscious mutation, world will realize the greatest gift Hindus are having, which need to be shared with the whole world. This will be the greatest gift Hindus will be giving to the whole world. I'll continue with my initiations into superconscious mutation in the further sessions. Today I wanted to reveal the blueprint, Paramashiva's blueprint. In the further satsangs, I'll give detailed initiations. So, with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam, Paramadvaitam, the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa of Paramashiva, Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss, Maha Kailasa of Paramashiva, Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Jnanapatiti Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. Science of our manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. The Shastra Pramana, the authentic scriptures, Shrutis, Veda Agamas stand as a foundation for Hinduism. Apta Pramana, authentic, time-tested, foolproof compilation of the experience of the sages, rishis and enlightened masters, which is in terms with the Shastra Pramana. Atma Pramana, with Apta Pramana, a guru is able to experience and live the truth claimed by the Shastras. And Shakshi Pramana, manifestation and experience of the guru's initiation in a disciple of a particular lineage, which is demonstrable to the world. And Pratyaksha Pramana, having the truth validated by the scientific study. Bhagavan has beautifully given us all the pramanas to understand the deeper cognition. Pramana means the evidences. We understand the deeper cognition, we start manifesting the powers of Paramashiva, how Bhagavan says the Avadanis existed and manifested all the powers of Paramashiva. Let's go to the Shastra Pramana. The Shastra Pramana for Sarvanyatva is from Sarvanyatma Agama, verse 15.
एवमेकात्मभावेन संस्थितस्य तु योगिनः सर्वज्ञत्वं प्रवर्तेत विकल्परहितस्य तु एवमेकात्मभावेन संस्थितस्य तु योगिनः सर्वज्ञत्वं प्रवर्तेत विकल्परहितस्य तु.
Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully in this verse says, within such a yogi who established himself in absolute non-dual oneness with Lord Shiva and who keeps himself free from all sorts of differentiating notions, the exalted supreme power of all-knowing Sarvanyatvam gets unfolded in its all fullness. Bhagavan Paramashiva clearly says when we are not driven by the obsessive compulsive reactionary pattern, and beyond that, how Bhagavan said the superconscious mutation happens, how we can experience the greater science, greater reality, how human beings are born on planet Earth to experience the divine manifestation on planet Earth, and forgetting that and falling into the delusion again and again, going through all the ups and downs, all sorts of differentiating notions, come to a wrong conclusion and start doing the wrong decisions and wrong planning. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully says how we can establish in the non-dual oneness. When Lord Krishna and Narada Muni, they were walking and they were tired and they wanted to rest. They found a rich man's house and they went to a veranda and they asked the rich man, can I sleep here? He said, okay, you can sleep in the veranda. They asked for some food and the rich man gave some porridge. Narada Muni was so upset that he has such a big palace. Why can't he call him inside and give him a food, knowing that Krishna has come? But nothing happened, and Krishna was so happy to lie down. And morning he woke up and he blessed this rich man with all the abundance and auspiciousness and bliss and more wealth in all the dimension. And Narada Muni just left it. And then few days later, then they went to a forest area where they did not have a house to go and rest. They had a hut. So Krishna and Narada Muni goes to the hut, and in the hut, Narada Muni asked the hut person to take care of Krishna, and he was so delighted. He did everything possible, gave away his hut, his food, everything, and went outside and started sleeping in the rain. And Narada Muni said, what a nice person, and how hospitable he is, and how nice he is. In the morning, when the poor man asked for blessing, he just showed his hand and moved off. Krishna left. So Narada Muni asked, what did you bless? Did you bless him with all the wealth and all the auspiciousness? Krishna said, no, I blessed him that his only cow will leave him, and the cow will die. And Narada Muni said, what kind of blessing is this? For a rich man who did not take care, you blessed everything. And for a poor man, you are not blessing anything, but he gave so much of the space for us and food and everything. So Krishna said the multi-dimensional logic, how we exist. The rich man was only driven by the materialistic world. If he enjoys more and more, he'll get bored and tired of it, knowing that it does not satisfy him. So I gave him all the abundance and made him enjoy the outer world. But in case of the poor man, he was waiting to be liberated, be with me, and in the Vaikunta. So the only thing he had the attachment was the cow. I removed that so that he comes to Vaikunta with me. The blessings are always something much beyond if we understand without all sorts of differentiating notions. Bhagavan is constantly waking us up from the past, but we are running towards the past and recreating that same chaos. Bhagavan says, only establish yourself again and again in the space of the current, what you are. Like how the electricity, you can't go do anything except you touch it, you are a king or you are a poor person. It's going to give you a shock. Same way, you are in the present moment of Paramashiva is real. Whenever you recognize the Paramashiva space, you fall into the quantum space, manifesting the multidimensional reality into your space. Paramashiva is real. He is quantum. He is not matter as we think. He is vibrating in a higher frequency. All we need to do is dissolve ourselves, the identities that we carry, and all sorts of ideas, views, opinions, judgment, knowledge. Everything when we drop at Bhagavan's lotus feet, we raise into the space of oneness. And whatever we have in the past gets dissolved, and we create every moment as the ultimate, auspicious, and bliss as our reality. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully gives a Apta Pramana where Kashyapa, this is from Devi Bhagavatam, and Kashyapa stole a cow for the Yajna because he could not get from Varna, and Varna cursed him that he will be born as a cowherd with his wife. Curse is not something that is bad, but again and again we recreate from all our patterns to get into all the delusion, and we have to go through again everything to drop everything and understand that what we created only creates the future. Like Bhagavan says, the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, the bee which sits on the dirt also sits on your food. What will happen to the food after some time? You can never eat it. Your past is nothing but garbage. Anything you pick up, even one thought you pick up from the past, is garbage. The current thoughts are Lakshmi, auspiciousness, abundance, like the rich food. If you work with the current thoughts that is happening right now in you, is auspiciousness. But if you relate to the past of any of the past patterns, ideas, views, opinion, judgment, we fall into the cursing ourselves into the delusion, and we start creating all the confusion. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully speaks how he had to go beyond the pain of birth to get enlightened in this small clipping.
Memory of this pain, then I am 100% sure this is the strongest pattern you all are carrying. In my life, I do not know anything called pain, even when I had a fracture. Even when I had a fracture, there was never no pain. Morning 7 o'clock, I had fracture. 2:30, I had surgery. Till then, no pain, no painkiller, no anesthesia. The person who lives painless, even for me, the memory of the birth pain was there. I have to cut that to become enlightened. So listen, it means for all of you, this is the first root thought pattern. Life is unsafe, dangerous. This is where the primordial fear and pain of your life began.
Shakshi Pramana from all over the world who have experienced Bhagavan in different dimension and have got healed. And here is the testimonial.
Nithyanandam. My name is Ma Nitya Dugananda. I'm from Singapore. I'm a founder of Your Presence Heals. Basically, I work for myself. By the grace of Swamiji, Paramsa Nithyananda, I left my corporate job in 2009 to start this new life by following my heart. Now, in this video, my very first video for my channel, I'm going to share with you how he healed me from the stage 3 cervical cancer. A little bit background about myself before I met Swamiji. The year 2005, in June, I was diagnosed with stage 3 cervical cancer. At the time, I have a family. My son was just only 2 years old. And I was running my life as a corporate marketing manager in a multinational company. I was living a high life, traveling, just setting around the world. But it all came to a crash when that news hit me. It's almost like a death sentence sent to me. And at the time, I just basically followed the instruction of my gynae to go through a process called the comb biopsy. So I had the surgery done in September 2005. But she did warn me that the cancer may relapse, so I have to go back to do check via pap smear every 6 months for at least 3 years. So that was what I was left with. And then, interestingly, in that year, in September, I was in Christchurch, New Zealand, attending my second teacher's training in yoga. And I was living with a roommate. I told her that the connection with yoga came from India, but I haven't found my connection back to India. So I was praying hard to find my connection back to India. And interestingly, 6 months later, Swamiji came into my life. I started the very first meditation program called the Bliss program with a local acharya, a local teacher, a 2-day weekend program, which is about the 7th chakra, cleansing the 7th chakra. And in that program, the teacher announced the program, Nitya Spirit program, which is going to be conducted by Swamiji in the ashram, the BW ashram. At the time, it was supposed to be July 2006. And something in my heart told me to drop everything and go to attend this program. I wasn't looking for a master, but I was just curious to see what this program led me to. So I applied leave, 1 week leave from my job, and I came to this very land, the Bidari ashram. And for the first time, I met Swamiji. in this 4-day program called the Nitya Spiritual Program. Now, in the 4 days of the program, I was literally going through a rebirthing because I was carrying so much pain, so much hurt, so much guilt in my body. So much so that in that 4 days, I've never cried so much in my life. As Swamiji was doing the surgery of removing all the pain patterns, all the hurt, and all the guilt that I was carrying, the baggages I've been carrying, which caused the cancer. So after 4 days of intense process, I had the death experience, which basically reborn. I was reborn after the all-day program. And I went back to Singapore. Immediately I could feel the whole body is totally different. I have a new body, even a new mind after the 4 days of the process. And I just know deep in my heart that he healed me completely from the stage 3 cervical cancer, removing the root cause of the cancer. And then for the next 3 months, I would experience Swamiji constantly in my inner space. I couldn't forget him. And I remember once reading his book that he said, however much you try to forget me, if you can't forget me, be very clear, I'm your guru. So that confirms my initial feeling that he is my guru. So after that, I decided to return to the ashram, the Vidiri ashram, to be initiated as a disciple of Paramashiva Nithyananda. Now, interestingly is, after the process, the 4-day program, after being healed by Swamiji, after being given a second chance to live this life again, I feel that I want to help the world, contribute in the healing, taking whatever he has offered to the world, to the people, the way I have been healed by him. So that's why I decided to come back to be initiated as a Nitya spiritual healer in January 2006. Struck sound, radiating the constant silence, eternal silence. Just by being in his presence, any diseases can be healed. So the 4 days that I spent in his presence completely healed my disease.
With that, let's go to the... So beautiful that she shared how she got out of cancer when she worked with Swamiji, and Swamiji, what she was receiving from Swamiji, Paramashiva, as the ultimate gift, and she could go beyond and experience the oneness with Paramashiva, and her cancer left her body. All this again and again, so many tons of people that they have left out of their disease, pains, problems. And medically, we have proven very clearly that how these great truths, again and again, Bhagavan is bringing us back to that knowledge. Before we go into the manifestation, a small clipping of how the mitochondria energy really raises to 1300% when you start holding the space. Paramashiva is real and manifesting all this greater power.
People have spent many years undertaking spiritual practices like meditation, prayer, scriptural study, and yoga, seeking the ultimate fulfillment in life, yet without achieving significant results. However, sudden change is possible. When an avatar appears who can awaken the Kundalini energy, miracles happen. The brain becomes activated, awakening new strands of DNA. Cellular energy in the body ignites to reverse the aging process. The body actualizes its birthright for total health, wellness, and creativity. See the scientific evidence that demonstrates the positive results of the inner awakening process. incredible increases in cellular energy, dramatic improvements in psychological issues, profound healing in numerous health conditions like chronic pain, insomnia, and heart disease. Groundbreaking data challenging the very foundation of modern scientific brain research. For the first time on the planet Earth, a living incarnation, Paramahamsa Nithyananda, is conducting an online program that will awaken the divine cosmic energy in thousands across the globe.
Beautifully, you can see when you entangle with Bhagavan in the oneness space, how you manifest the greater science, because your very cell energy goes to the highest mutation, and the mitochondria energy you can see in physical reality, it goes to 1300%, manifesting all this great science into physical reality. All the power manifestation is taken to the next level. Today, what we are going to do, we are going to have a partner write down our past or whatever you see in the other person, the past that they are going through, and what is that they complete, and then they can have a beautiful future. So you can scan them and see where they are stuck, and you can write down and repeated past problem which is occurring in their life and how it's affecting their life and how the future can be transformed when they declare the space they are Paramashiva and Paramashiva as the ultimate. Now, once you have decided the partner and just let them know, all that we need to do is sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva to your third eye. Decide for once, at least for a few minutes, there is no such thing as past. There is nothing, no incompletion, nothing is affecting you. You right now, right here, you're going to be only with the conscious space. Paramashiva is real. Consciousness is real. Again and again, see yourself with 25 heads, 75 eyes, and 50 hands. Become alive and start chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya can raise your frequency, making you experience the superconscious mutation. And again, when you have a deep listening to the present moment, even your mind runs away to the past, bringing it back again and again and establishing it, you will start experiencing the greater reality. Once the screen of past is removed, then you attract all the abundance, bliss, auspiciousness in your life, and it showers in your life to manifest what you want. These simple workshops, Bhagavan is telling us how we can manifest that as our reality. Now, all that we need to do is hold the space of oneness with Paramashiva and constantly chant the Mahavakya, deeply chant the Mahavakya, dissolving your identity in the oneness space, and with a deep listening, in bliss, in silence, in gratitude. All this the mind does not understand. So more and more you live in gratitude, compassion, and dissolve yourself in deep silence, bliss. You fall into the space of oneness with Paramashiva. Just establish yourself. Paramashiva is here and you are experiencing Paramashiva, melting in love, melting in gratitude. All that we need to do is that's all. Everything around us starts manifesting as reality, more than what we want as our reality. So let's start chanting the Mahavakya. Few minutes, all of us collectively, creating a collective integrity space, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva, the Sarvanyatva power.
50-handed Paramashiva as eternally 16, youthful. Commit with Paramashiva. Only He exists. Anything else is delusion. Now, sit straight. We'll enter into the process. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda
Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eye. Let the Amrita pool, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the power in all of our third eye. Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eye. Let the Amrita pool, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the power in all our third eye. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eye. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Slowly, very slowly, open your eyes, and whatever Paramashiva has shown you, please share with your partner and verify the detail authentically that that situation has happened to them multiple times or if you have written down and completed with your own space, Bhagavan says millions have walked out of cancer and other problems just by holding the space. Life is a dream. And raising themselves that I am Paramashiva, the powerful space suddenly creates a huge reality in you, attracting all the auspiciousness in your physical body and attracting all that healing from all the levels and bringing all the abundance, auspiciousness, and bliss. So go ahead, share all your experience in tinyurl.com/power-manifestation and with the hashtag Paramashivoham Shakshi Pramana, hashtag power manifestation, hashtag Kailasha, hashtag Nithyananda. And every post of yours is being viewed by hundreds of people. Understand, even if you post a little small paragraph with a couple of pictures, it really shifts so many people who are looking up for all this powerful space again and again. So you're enriching and causing millions of them every day, manifesting all these powers and sharing. So please don't forget to share and tag it to your friends and families. Now, let's surrender all this powerful cognition, power manifestation at Bhagwan's lotus feet in deep gratitude for showering all these gifts from Kailasha in the initiation, the powerful cognition, and making us manifest all these great signs every single day. Thanking Bhagwan and thanking all of you in all the social media here, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva and sharing all the great truth to the world. Thank you for being here. And with that, let's come to the end of the session. Let's hold the powerful cognition. Paramashiva is real in my thought, word, and action, seeing everyone, everything as Paramashiva throughout my day, holding that powerful space and ending the session with the Purna Mantra. Let's sit straight with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Bring Paramashiva to your third eye and chant the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Bhadukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. The next session will be after the darshan or satsang, and you can join in through e-Kailasha, and you can be there in the Kailash Courtyard manifesting power for more power manifestations. Thank you, Nithyanandam.